Getting a toothpick out of its box is one of the most impossible tasks I can imagine. So, of course, I had to make a game about it. It's game jam time, and I have 4 days to make a game following the theme Countdown. Obviously, everyone's going to do the same thing with a timer, so I should probably do something different. Or not. See, I've wanted to make a game about the annoying task of grabbing a single toothpick out of its box for a few months now, but I never really got around to it. And actually, it fits the theme incredibly well. The goal of the game is to put all toothpicks from the box inside the bowl, but you can only put in one at a time, and you have to do so before time runs out. Cool, yeah, seems simple enough. So I made a simple toothpick model and a box as well as a bowl, and honestly, these aren't half bad. How? I made them. Then, because I still felt like I needed to hide my flaws, I gave the game this kind of retro look by adding some dithering to the camera. Does anyone have any pixels? Anyone? Honestly, it doesn't look too bad, but it isn't much of a game yet. For that, we need gameplay. Now I should probably come clean. I did not intend to make this video, so I never actually recorded any of the progress I made. Just in between days, I recorded some gameplay, but that's about it. No time lapses whatsoever. With 2 days left on the clock, I realized that I had an opportunity. From the box and putting them in the bowl came the realization that the focus is on the box. You need to be able to see it from all angles, especially since you're rotating it a bunch to get a better angle for your toothpicks. So using right mouse button, you can now rotate all around the box. Please ignore the void. This is what my brain looks like when there's math involved. But then using an interact script that I've used for probably like the past 5 years, I made sure that whenever you hover with your mouse over the box or any of the toothpicks, you see a little outline. Now you can hold the box and rotate it horizontally or vertically, depending on the angle from which you are looking at it. Yes, I explained that in about 5 seconds, but that's probably what took the longest to get right in the entire game. It just kept feeling wrong in the sense that it wasn't intuitive at all. If you're holding the box like this, there's a good chance you might want to rotate it like this, or like this. This is also possible, but it's not as likely that you would. It would make more sense that you would first want to look at that part and then rotate it. Not like that. There's no point, it doesn't actually do anything for you. Toothpicks. All that to say that I spent a good amount of time making it feel intuitive, and you would not have cared if I hadn't told you. But with that, why are we in an office now? With 2 days left on the clock, I realized that I had an opportunity. Once I made the toothpicks feel right as you drag them around inside the box and feel responsive without being too stiff using a joint, which I thought was pretty cool, I kinda felt like the gameplay was finished. And surprisingly, I had time to spare. With 100 toothpicks in the box, all I had to do was keep track of how many you've dropped in the bowl. But this small scope, and surprisingly this extra time, made me realize that I could play around with the narrative. Like, let's think about this. Why am I grabbing toothpicks out of a box one by one? Apart from it being a silly premise for a game. And the answer is Office. Not the TV show, but the location. But could you imagine Kevin trying to grab one toothpick out of its box? That would be the chili situation all over again. But basically, you work in an office that has these weird, mind-numbing tasks you need to complete before the end of your shift. And if you don't do it in time, or you mess up, corporate will be very disappointed in you. Honestly seemed like a fun narrative that could explain some of the world you're in. But there is one question that loomed over me like a big, low-resolution cloud. Why? Why does this company do this? Why do we work here? Why do we care? And I answered those questions by turning this into a secret horror game. Move! Honestly, I never saw this coming. What happened to my Impossible Toothpicks game? It's scary now? I love horror. games, movies, TV shows, I don't care. I'm just so impressed with their ability to get me on the edge of my seat, and sometimes actually fear for my own safety. Now, I didn't necessarily want players to feel that way in my game, but I definitely wanted them to feel uneasy at times. A light flickering or just turning off completely, the floor creaking just slightly out of frame, or something completely different. No matter what, you are not safe. But that's basically the game. The gameplay is incredibly simple. Just grab the toothpicks one by one and put them in the bowl before the end of your shift. Mess up by dropping more than one at a time, or miss the bowl completely with your toothpicks, you gotta start over, despite your shift continuing. This screen will talk to you and tell you that you messed up, and it'll do that with a smile on its face. I even use this text animator asset that makes it so that disappointment and anger is really obvious and hits you right in the soul. It's not a scary game, at least not to me, but it is unsettling and something I am very proud of. If you're wondering what's really going on here in this game, you can check it out for yourself now on itch.io. Just don't look too much into the door, please. I promise you it's for your own good. Of course, a huge thank you, as always, to Mark Brown for hosting this incredibly fun game jam. It has become a yearly tradition for me, and it is the one game jam I do every year. I really look forward to it. Thank you to Blake for the continuous support on Patreon. I promise a new Skies of AFM update is coming very soon. Thank you all so much for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.